Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Money Hungry Mama podcast. Today, I have Danielle with me. Danielle, take it away.
Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. I am thrilled. This is the first podcast that I've been on as a guest, and I'm so ready to give it a shot.
I'm so excited to have you here. So, Danielle, you went from teacher to full-time social media strategist. What was the turning point that made you say, I'm doing this, I'm building my own business?
That's a loaded question. So there were so many factors. There was always, I love teaching. I love kids. I love education. That's always been something that has been some part of my life, whether I was doing aftercare when I was waitressing after high school, during college, like all the things. But I also have always had like multiple jobs like on the side. So I was like a money hungry mama before I was a mama.
I love it.
So I guess just a hustler. We had some changes within like our family dynamic. My husband had switched jobs, then it's like his hours changed. Now I'm waking up, getting my daughter ready for school. I'm tutoring after school. I'm bringing her home. I'm doing the homework. We're doing bedtime and bath time and all the things. And I'm like, as much as people say that teaching has like such great hours, it really only does if it fits everything else, right? Like if you get to go to work and then you get to pick up your child and then you get to go home and, whatever that looks like. So they do have great hours and, I want to say that I always, when we hear about teachers leaving the classroom and I'm one of them, I always feel a certain way because I'm like, we need good teachers. Like, please don't all leave the classroom. Like it just didn't happen to work for me. So that's kind of like where I was with that. And when that happened, I was like, okay, well, what can I do? I was like, I was kind of like in this position where I was like, let me see what else is out there. I can't make any more money. I don't plan on going back to school to be an assistant principal, to be a principal. Like I felt like there was something more that I wanted to do, like financially and just, I knew my dad my dad owns his own business. My grandfather owns his own business. I have friends that, and I was just like, I always thought that I would own my own business. And I always remember saying, I have no idea what I would do. I have no idea what I would do. So then when I was applying to all these jobs I went back to the school year in 2022. That summer, right before school started, the 2022-2023 school year, I was like applying to all of these positions. I was so tired of my husband is great and doing all the things when he's home, but he went from working these like really great hours to actually working 2 jobs. So he was working, 16-hour days, not coming home in between. It was a lot. So then I started applying to all these jobs and and I live in Florida and unfortunately like teachers don't make a lot of money in Florida.
Yeah.
And I was only finding positions that were around the same salary range. And I was like, how? Like, I live in an area where it's expensive to live. So it was very shocking. So I was doing like all these interviews, right? Like all of these interviews. And I was like, some of them I never got calls back. The ones that I got called back for, they were, I feel like people either love teachers or they think teachers can't do whatever it is that needs to be done. It's like one or the other. So anyways, I'm going to say long story short, but I don't know how to do that. Will you try?
It's great because we're on a podcast, so keep going.
Okay, great. It won't like shut off, right? So, I was like, what do all of these jobs have in common that I keep applying for? And they all really revolved around some type of marketing. All of them. So I was like, okay, like this is good. This is like helpful. Like this is kind of like, this is telling me something, right?
Yeah.
So I took this like social media management course.
Love it.
And I took it and I invested in it and there's like a fortunately and unfortunately, like I knew a lot of the stuff that was already on it, which made me feel like this investment wasn't like, as much as I had hoped. But then I was like, well, then this tells me that this is something that I can start. Like, I can do more, I can learn more about this, but I know the basics, right? Like I know all of these things, but taking that is what gave me the courage, I think, to start. So in that sense, that course paid off and it paid
Yeah.
for itself because would I have started? I actually don't know. So it was summer. I went to school August 2022, and I was like, this is my last year. I was like, I don't know what I have to do it. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is my last year in the classroom. So I tutored extra. I saved all the things. I saved all the money. In case I didn't get enough clients, I started, taking clients on the side, talking about what I was doing. I had one or two people put their trust in me to be able to start that. Somebody local to me was looking for somebody to help with her digital marketing agency. So I was actually able to get like a little bit extra experience, like working for somebody else. Like it was great.
Love this.
In January, I talked to my husband and I was like, okay, like the school year ends in June. And he's like the most supportive. Like I think like he
Yeah.
probably believes like in me more than like I
100%.
probably believe in myself. And, May came along and I had only like maybe 3 clients or so at the time. And in June, I was like, you know what? Like I'm not making enough money to do this like full time, but I was like, but if I go back to the classroom in August, I said this will never happen.
Yeah.
This will never happen.
100%.
So in May, I let them know that I wouldn't be coming back for the next school year. I jumped in feet first. One of my clients introduced me to this networking group that he is in. And I mean, I don't know. It's called BNI, which is like very popular and like people either like love it or hate it. I always say I drank the Kool-Aid. It's been a blessing for me and my business. I love it. Um, my group is great. I don't know. I can't say that about all the groups. I know that my group is phenomenal. I go to all the networking events in my area, all the moms groups. Like I do all the things. But I knew that the second that I left the classroom, my only option was
Go all in.
go all in. That was it.
Oh my gosh.
So
Okay. Okay. So many things.
rewind.
First, rewind. First off, what does BNI stand for?
Business Network International, and it's global. So they're everywhere. Anyone that I can tell about BNI, like I tell about BNI. Like I said, I always say I drink the Kool-Aid. Do I think it's a good fit for every business? It depends. Like my group has a lot of service-based businesses, and I work with a lot of service-based businesses for my job. I have the AC clients, the pressure washing clients. Like I have clients in all industries, but that's because it works for me. I'm business to business, where some people are not.
Right. Right. Okay. So this is really cool. So what she's talking about, for everybody that's listening that's not too sure what this is, it's a networking group. And we have talked about this more than enough times on the Money Hungry Mama podcast. So it's an in-person networking group of like events and things that are local chapters for different states. So there have been a couple on here already that were in New Jersey, but this is also seems like it's everywhere. She said it's global. So if you guys would like to look for in-person networking events, this could be a great option for you. So this is really cool. First off, great. Okay. That is a great start. Second,
Yes.
I felt your whole entire story to my core. I also was an elementary school teacher and I just left. And I feel like when you were deciding to put in that letter and leave your tenure and leave everything behind, it is the scariest thing in the world, especially because you spent your whole entire life getting to that point. It was like you grew up, everybody was like, "Oh, it's the best job for moms. It's the best." And the best thing is that it could be the best job for moms if your kids are in your school. If they're not in your school, which is personally for me, I would never want to live in the same town that I'm teaching. I just think that's too close for comfort. But if you're in that school, then yes, it could absolutely work. But I feel like if you're not, it's a little tough. It's a little tough to do that. Like the hours aren't terrible and you have the summers off 100%, but it's still not perfect because you still have to pay for aftercare. You still have to pay for before care because you're starting when they're starting. So it definitely, I felt everything that you said to my core. And then my favorite part was the part where you were just like, I'm going all in. I'm literally going all in. And because if you went back, you would have this cushion. And it's like leap in and it will appear. And now you don't have that cushion and you're doing great.
Yes, I have. So a little bit more to the story. I don't know if it's time to tell you, or how it goes. But like I said, school ended in June, we had the summer with my daughter, and then August came and I joined that networking group that I was really hesitant. I have been in that group. I'm about to sign up. Like, this is about to be my third year because it's August, right? So, like,
Yeah.
I'm about to resign. This will be my third year in BNI. To this day, get a raging migraine after my 40 seconds that I stand up every Thursday. And these people are phenomenal. And like, they make fun of me at this point because, like, I mean, I have such a great group, but like, I cannot do 30 seconds. So I was like, how will I get on a podcast? Right? Like,
Oh
it's a
my
little
gosh.
different because, like, you don't see the people. And
Yeah.
like last week, I gave my first, like, somebody asked me to give a presentation to, there was like 30 home watch business owners just about like networking. I mean, not networking, about social media and all the things. So I'm really stepping out of my comfort zone, doing all these things. But like I said, like, I think some people make it, there are people out there that make it out to be a little bit easier than it is. And it's not, right? People will be like, I tried this and, it didn't work for me, and that's okay. But
Yeah.
just like anything else, like, I'm not to the point where I'm like, I have time freedom. I have schedule freedom, but I don't have time freedom yet.
Mm.
And that's okay because I know what I'm built, but do I work all the time? Do I have that mom guilt? Yes, my daughter, like, I'm like, this year, school started yesterday. I'm like, this year, like, I'm not going to work from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And then guess what? Guess what I'm doing right now? Like, guess
Yeah.
what? You know what I mean? And I'm like, I want to be more present. I want to do this. And even though I make the little steps for it, it's still, I'm a new business owner. I might be 2 years in, but I'm a new business owner. But my daughter wants to be an entrepreneur. Like, my
Oh,
daughter's doing Canva. Like, she's like obsessed. Like,
I love it.
she's 8. She's going to be 9. And kind of the craziest part about the whole story is about a year later. So I would say February of 2024, just less than a year later from leaving full time, teaching my husband, who was working 2 jobs, I was like, listen, like, I really need help. In BNI and in any type of networking group that you're in, you can't say, I can't take on anything else, right? Once you say
Mm.
that, you will no longer get referrals because how do they know if you're going to turn down this person
Right.
that they're referring to you? So I was like, we're not financially in a place for me to hire somebody, but I need help, right? Like, I need to make sure the stuff
Yeah.
is getting done, all of these things. So my husband ended up leaving his daytime job and working for me during the day. And then he still had his evening job.
I
So
love
this was
this.
last February, which is like amazing. And we are fast forward and the job that he has in the evening is not something that he necessarily is passionate about. It's not something that he's like, this is what, I want to do. So we were like, well, how can we grow this more? I was like, how can we grow this into like a family business, right? Like, what can
Yeah.
we do? What I offer social media management. I offer, we do everything from creating the content, scheduling the content, writing your captions, doing market research, doing daily engagement, which is what, I can't tell business owners enough how important it is. I was like, you want people to engage with your social media accounts, but you're not engaging with your community. Why would somebody engage back with you? It's great. Your content's great, but like, you kind of owe that to your community too, right? Like,
100%.
and after my husband started working with me and doing the engagement, because it's not like the creative side of,
Yeah.
it's not like he's
Yeah.
doing that part. He was like, well, every time that, you like somebody's page or every time you comment, he's like, it's literally like a digital flyer that you're passing out every single time your name comes up and somebody's in like little notifications. I was like, it's so true. I'm like, it's so true.
Mhm.
So, not even selling that part, but just explaining to the client that like that is half the battle. Like, posting is only 50% of it. So anyways, I was like, what can we do? And one of the things that I realized that my clients were not able to give to me that I needed to help manage their social was content. So we talked about it and he didn't really have any interest in like website, because websites is another thing that is very popular, right? So like, it goes along with what I do. A lot of people need the help of like building their websites, but we ended up he was like, well, I'm like, you watch a lot of like YouTube, you learn on YouTube, like, so we decided, he was like, I could probably get content because I was already getting content for a couple of clients, but it wasn't something that I was like super, super passionate about. Like I was like,
Yeah.
it's good. So we just got our drone license. So he's doing that. So we have that. So now we have this whole like content creation side.
It's awesome.
And even though there might be like, this is like against the money hungry mama like rules, but even though we might take like a pay cut like for this, the goal is actually before the holidays for him to be leaving that second job and hopefully just going all in again and just you know see what happens.
He should also learn photography because think of all the businesses that need like headshots and good photos of their business and
Mhm.
things like that. Like, so he should be going to a photography class and then you guys
Yes,
are the whole package.
the whole package. We did buy a camera. It was like a starter camera.
Love it.
So we have that. We have the drone. And let me tell you, the drone license was crazy. I was so glad he said that he was willing to do it because it is like a whole thing. It's like flying a plane. He had to go to the airport to like take the test. It was crazy. It was another level. I was like, there's no way I would have passed that.
Oh my gosh. And like leave it
Yeah.
to your husband to just be like, yeah, I'm going to go get a drone and I'm going to do content.
Yeah. I'm like, thankfully. So it's been great. I mean, I have a construction company, so the drone has already come in handy. Like, it's been really great. Like, we're able to offer services to our current clients that we weren't able to offer before. And then now we're also able to, like, hey, if you're not interested in social media, but you are interested in like getting the content, we can do that as well. So
Congratulations. I have all the chills.
thank
I
you.
love that this whole entire this is like a family business now. This is
Yeah, my
amazing.
daughter's like, can hire me? And I'm like, I don't think the state or the government would like that, but you can, she like has her like.
What gap did you see in the market that made you feel like Matos media marketing needed to exist?
So I am such a small business hype girl. I am a girl's girl. I am all the
Love it.
things. And, my dad being a business owner, my grandfather being a business owner, like me going to all the coffee shops and, all the things. I was like, like, I would love to like be able to see what all of these places have to offer like before I go, right? So even like when I look up a business before I hire them, I go to social media. I go to Instagram. I'm like millennial, like, so
Well,
I'm
100%.
I'm like, if I want to go look for a nail person, right? Like, I'm like, well, I want to see the work that they've done. If I want someone to come and do redo my kitchen one day, which I hope to do one day, like, I want to see the work that they've done, right? So, like, I love the testimonials. I love all of that. But, like, I think everything is just moving so digitally. Like, even like in that BNI group, like, it took a while because you have to think these people have been in this like in person networking group for years and it works. It does work. But your competitors are on social media and your competitors are getting in front of, more people than you are.
Nope.
So I was like, I like to scroll. No, no, but I was like, I love that part.
Yeah.
And then after my husband came on part time, I actually have I have somebody that works for me as, 1099 contractor. My first intern came on, like paid internship. So just like all the things I'm learning too. So like
Yeah.
as I'm talking to them and as I'm doing the things, like they're great. Like they know that this is my first time having, I don't want to say an employee because she's a 1099, contracted out, things like that. But I'm just loving what I do. I'm loving that
Yeah.
we're able to now do this as a family. And like I said, we don't have necessarily time freedom yet. We work a lot, um,
Yeah.
especially, with, my husband still working the other job and those things. But I'm like, it's being able to, a little more personal. Like I'm about to have surgery on the 20th and then I would be out for 2 weeks, like easily, and the job, the PTO, like, do you have that? Like, do you have a job when you come back? Like all of those things,
Mhm.
it's hard.
It is.
So I'm so blessed and I have amazing clients. I'm obsessed with all of them.
I love it.
It's just it's amazing. I can't I'm so glad that I took the step. I mean, I still tutor on the side, more hours a week than I wanna tell you.
My gosh.
I'm like, "You can just stop working at night and, like, I'll just keep tutoring, and then that's that." So I'm probably at, like, 6 to 7 hours a week over the summer right now. I was probably working, but I just can't stop, and I think that's, like, the money
Entrepreneur
hungry
spirit.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm like, "Oh, everyone wasn't born with this," and my friends are like, "No," especially my teacher friends, they're like, "No, like, I wanna go to work, and I wanna work, and then
Yep.
I wanna come home."
100%. That resonates so much. 100%. So what's your number one strategy for finding new clients?
Social media. I post, religiously, and between networking, like meeting people, right? It doesn't have to be like a networking group. Not being scared to tell people what you do for a living.
Mm.
Think you don't have to be extra about it, right? Like, you don't have to be anything. Any way that I can naturally plug in what I do, I do that. And that is the difference between, and this is not to say anything negative about my husband, but this is the difference between the two of us. Like, he could meet 15 people and our job could never come up, right? But
Yeah.
like, not that he doesn't care and not that he doesn't understand that this is what's paying
Mhm.
like the bills, but like the part of me that knows like every single person that I meet, that even if they're not a business owner, I want them to know what I do because they may know business owners. And
Mhm.
it's not even like a selfish thing. Like, I want to help them. Like, today I text, one of my clients and I'm like, something about, and I was like, us or our page or something. And I was like, by us, I mean yours, like, because I'm so invested. And she's like, oh no, it's us, girl. Like, you're in, like, this is it. And it's just, I mean, I yes, I'm doing it to build my business for my family, but I mean, I'm doing this for every small business owner that works with me because their successes are mine and their
Yeah.
growth is mine. And, you know, I don't know if this is like best practice, but I also don't say, hey, you have to work with me for a minimum of 12 months. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want you to feel stuck working with me if you don't want to work with me, whether it's a financial thing, whether it's whatever it is. Like, I don't want that person to feel like locked in. I think it takes a little bit of stress off of,
Mhm.
and it also says to me like how confident I am in what I do and what I offer. And for them to be able to put their trust in me, I'm not like, here, 12 months. And I'm sure there's many social media strategists and managers and people that do have businesses that do that because you put so much time and so much effort and so much training. Even though they're not doing it, you're still teaching them everything, right?
100%.
Because they want to know. They have the content calendars, they have the Canva, like they have all the things because I want them to be. All of the pages that do the best are the ones that have the clients involved in some way too, because I mean, I love the ones that are like, I trust you, go for it,
Yeah.
like it's all you. But, if they know what's going on or if they're at least invested in like sending me the things that I need and things like that, we're just really able to grow those online, like their online presence and those pages the way that they should grow.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I feel like, even though being a business owner and being on social media, there even though you're running the accounts, I feel like the owner has to show face. They have to be present because everybody nowadays is attaching to who's behind the scenes of that account. So I think it's just so important that, of course, they're going to grow better when they're a part of it because people want to see you a part of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I tell them that and a lot of them understand and then they want to do that as well. And then some are just like, "Hey, we'll do some photo sessions, like if that's okay," or, and it's fine. My husband's like, "Let's buy like a GoPro so they can just wear it when they're working and they don't even have to like worry about it. Like we
That's
just need the content, like whatever we have to do." So,
so smart.
I know. And we go out to projects and we do that, but again, it's an extra thing that they have to be able to budget for.
For sure. Yeah, because, I had somebody else in the podcast where what she would do is she would basically all day create content, like not even hire. She was a makeup artist, so she actually just had offered to do free makeup for the day if people would sit in the chairs and let her take pictures. And she would hire a photographer, and one day of content would give her months of posts. And it's like, that's what I feel like some of these businesses, especially the ones I kind of feel like you're working with, need is just like, one day to have your husband come in with the drone and the camera, and one day a month be like, okay, this is the content we're getting for the full month. And then next month, it's the same thing. One day a month, we're coming in with our stuff and we're going to get photos and follow you around and we'll make it work.
Yes. I mean, I started renting out like these studios once a month, and I offer, 30-minute, 45-minute B-roll sessions. So they can come in, they can book it, we'll take, and then they get all of the raw
Love
footage.
it.
If they want, they can get a package with reels. If they're not currently my clients, if they're already my clients, it's already included in their package. So it's like a
Yeah.
win-win. I did one at a studio. I have a coffee shop booked after hours at the end of the month. You just have to be creative, right? Today I
Yeah.
had one at this, it's like an outdoor mall type of a thing today. And like this client is amazing. And like we just did like funny stuff at this place, and we're going to have content for the whole month. Like I said, I'm going to have surgery. So like we want to have, be
Yeah.
prepared. So, we're doing all that. I have this place booked out because I know I'm also going to not be able to probably do any content for a couple of weeks. So, and it's
Love it.
fun. I'm like, let
Yeah.
me come and get some B-roll and do all the things. And I think people are really open to it if it
Hmm.
fits into their, what they're doing for a living and what their business is. Some, it wouldn't make sense, like for their business. Some I would need to go out and, like let's put the drone above the house where you're pressure washing, and let's, do,
Yeah.
if you're changing out the AC system, things like that. So, but
I
yeah.
love it. Yeah, no, it's so fun. It's so fun to think about all of these different scenarios and all the cool things that you get to do, like creating content for people. I love creating content, but I do wish there was somebody following me around with a drone and
Yeah.
getting it all. I didn't need to go and do it and try to figure out how I'm going to record everything. So this is so much fun. Okay, now we're going to shift a little bit because I think your business is social media. So, how do you think, your business in general of being with social media? And I feel like constantly the algorithms and everything is changing. What is your best kept secret of how you're keeping up with all of that?
Ooh, that's a tough one. We definitely follow all of if there's somebody that has insights to Instagram, if they have the knowledge, if they get that information, right? So like we are following those updates, right? Like, so we need, as a social media manager, like, we need to know what's happening. Like, they're going to be rolling something out. Guess what? We need to be where that information is, right? So, along with the trends, like, they happen so fast. And it's like, if
So
you want
fast.
to be on top of it, like, usually, the person that's doing engagement on our team needs to, whether it's me, like, we kind of like, right now, we're certain one like we do certain people have certain engagement jobs and things like that. So like when it comes to, for example, real estate, like my girl who has like real estate pages, like she is on top of all of the real estate trends, right? So we really do work together, and then we will send each other the things that maybe they're the first one to see it out of, because the trends just happen. Like you go to
They
sleep
do.
and you wake
You have
up
no
and there's
idea.
a new trend, and people just want to be entertained, and that's the craziest
Yeah.
part. Like one of my clients is a gym, and we will put like workouts and routines, and we will put like but no, the one where we're pretending to arrest him and put him in jail for having it being illegal to have the best gym in town, like that one blows up over like correct form. And I'm like, I will never understand, but we will do what the people want, right? Like as
My
long as
God.
that's what the client wants,
Yeah.
So it really does depend like on the client. But really it's just staying on top of everything that's going on, right? So it's like
Yeah.
when everybody said, TikTok is going to be shut down, you're not going to be able to get back on. Like you need to make sure that's where you're like, okay, like, do you have an email list? Because you own that, right? Like,
For
so
sure.
do you have that? Like, is all of your content in one place? Because if it is, and you wake up one day at that platform isn't there anymore. What is your other outlet to be able to get this information to the community? I don't only work with local businesses, but those are the businesses that I'm able to get content for. So
Yeah.
if they're not local to me, then, I'll give them a list of B-roll ideas. I'll be like, hey, can you send me a list of you doing X, Y, and Z? That's another way for us to be able to get the content that we need.
So smart. So smart. Can you share a client success story that still makes you proud every single time you think about it?
Oh man, I don't know. So the one thing, it's not even about like numbers or about, any of those things. I think it's the people that didn't really believe in social media. And then like you come in and they're like, oh my gosh, like I
Yeah.
kind of just like gave this a shot because people said I need it, right? So, and it's hard. It's hard because it might be, oh, your views are X, Y, and Z, or, I'm getting this much engagement. But unless that can bring the client
Mhm.
sales, it's not actually like it's great, but the goal is to bring in more people, right? So
For sure.
if they are a local business, we don't really focus as much on how many people, like if it goes viral, it doesn't help you because you are only going into their home, right? So
Mhm.
for them to say this summer was, you know, twice as busy as last summer and the only thing that we changed was adding social media to our, what we do. I think that that's huge because he's like this shows me that it's working, right?
Yeah.
Even like, when we start the email marketing, like that information was nowhere else. And then
Mhm.
when they call for that special, you know that it came from that email, right? So, social media is a little bit hard for that ROI, right? Because like certain people at certain ages too, they will find you on social media or see you on social media and then they'll Google you. And then when you ask them, oh, where did you hear about me? Where did you find me? They're going to say Google. They don't want to say, oh, I saw you on somebody's Instagram. Like
Yeah.
maybe the younger clientele or something like that doesn't have a problem saying that. But not everyone's going to say that. They're going to say, oh, I saw you on Google. I saw your reviews. They were great. But it was like, no, like actually it stemmed from you scrolling and seeing them. So
Yeah.
sometimes unless you really have somebody at that front desk or you have somebody that's really asking the questions or you have a different, like code for everything for like a discount, it is hard. So you kind of have to just put your trust in like that is where
Percent.
everybody is,
Yeah.
right? Like everybody's on social media.
It's
You
so
need to
true.
we need to figure out what platform your clients are on. So
Yeah.
that's
No, no, no. I love this so much and that it's leading into that because it's so true. I feel like, we talk about it a lot on this podcast. Like you need to know your avatar. If you don't know who's coming into your building and getting to know, your demographic, you're going to miss your mark because you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Let's call a spade a spade. You're going to be your client's cup of tea. And getting, like you said, getting to know the gym guy, knowing that arresting him was going to blow him up, that people were going to love that. Then you kind of just change your social media to fit. And that's why I also love how Instagram right now has trial reels because you can try all new things and see if it's bringing people in without messing up your actual feed. So I think like this is also an era where, you know, we don't have TV anymore. I mean, some people might still have cable, but right now we have a lot of apps and the apps don't really have those, commercials and things like we did. Like I don't need to worry about my kids watching TV be like, "Can I have that toy?" because it's not there. There's no commercial to
yeah.
talk about that toy anymore. Now the only ones that's getting toy commercials is me. And it's through
Yeah.
my phone and it's like, "Do I want to buy this for my kid? Yes or no?" And I think it's just, like, such a new way of where we're headed and what we're doing, but I personally have a love-hate relationship with social media. I love to doom scroll, but I hate to have to think about what I'm posting and what I'm doing. Do I do it? 100%. Do I love connecting with people? 100%. But I feel like there's a lot of pressure in making, like, good photos. Do you have any good tips about making, like, a nice looking photo?
Like an actual like photo for
Yeah.
like your feed.
Yes.
I mean, and again, and I say this to all my clients, like, I am not a professional photographer. Like, I am like millennial. I put it on portrait mode. I love it. Like, it is. And it is funny though, because like it used to be really important about the aesthetic of the page. It really,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
for some businesses, I do think it is still important depending on what you do, right? Like, if you are an interior designer, if something that you do is like aesthetic, I almost still feel like it is still important.
Mhm.
But now it's almost like it doesn't matter what that feed looks like. You want the photo to look good,
Yeah,
right? But
100%.
like I don't necessarily think like I think right now it's almost like the raw and like the it's not the perfect anymore that does well, and I don't think people even like look for it. I mean, now I'll see spelling errors and the teacher in me is like, and like guess what? It had 412 shares and not one person commented on the spelling error. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I do think that it's more about like being super authentic, and it's like, do I take it down? Well, no, because that's clearly like I just didn't hit the space bar twice, and it's just not I mean, when you are hiring somebody to do
Right.
those things, you don't expect those errors, of course. But when you're the one just like doing it, like I don't think people expect perfection. But I mean, I don't have like maybe my husband more on the content side would have a better like I said, I am like put it in portrait mode, make sure like there's nothing in the background that's like trash, and you post it and you go, and it's the ones that I spend so much time on never do as well as the other ones. I'm like,
I'm horrified. I have a TikTok right now that
mhm.
is at like 4.2 million views, and it's literally disgusting. Like if you went to it, I'd be like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the one that blew up."
Yeah, and you know what? You know what? You're like, I don't care if it blew up because there's something wrong with it. Because you know what? Right now, like they always like it's not bad. Like blow up or something. I don't
Yeah.
care because guess what? More people are seeing.
It's so true, and it's like, I love what you said before about the engagement and being a digital flyer, right? Like, I love that you said that because sometimes I get caught up in, "Oh my gosh, I have to post," and I don't spend my couple minutes before posting engaging with people and after posting engaging with people, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I see a massive difference when I don't do that, whether it be the people, but I don't really think it is. I also think it's the algorithm being like, "Well, you didn't support your friends, so they're not gonna be able to see yours to support you." You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, I just feel like
It's
there's,
so
like,
true.
this little personality in the algorithm that's like, well, now I'm not helping you." And it's like
Yeah.
this little sassy little thing that I think about, but it's so true. I think and also, like, my biggest tip too is providing value, right? Like, if you are a service, don't comment under somebody's post and being like, "I can help you with that." No, like, actually provide value for to get a lot of likes underneath that person's picture, because then people are gonna be like, "How does she know so much?" And then that'll make them it won't be because you said, "Oh, I can help you out with that," and you never want to poach people on somebody else's account.
Absolutely. And like I have like a little bit of a hard time with I'm like, just I'll set up a call with you and help you. Like, no big deal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, and right now I'm in the position where I'm like, okay, I can take like a 15-20 minute call and give somebody a tip. No problem. Because you know what? Like, even if they aren't going to hire me, they're going to tell somebody one day that like Danielle, the owner of Matos Media Marketing, took 20 minutes out of her day. She knew that I didn't even have a budget for marketing and still, took that call. I mean, I'm sure
100%.
your podcast will blow up and now people will DM me for my phone number and I will give all the tips I can. But, like I really do believe just like in like that good karma, right? Like I don't help people because I think that there's a possibility that they're going to hire me. I help people because one, that is what I want to do, and I had people that helped me not in necessarily my business but in my life. And you know what? Like they're not going to forget my name. They're
No,
not going
they're
to forget
not.
my name because I helped them. And then one day like even if I've had people reach out for, for packages and pricing and all the things and like I wasn't a good fit for them because I wasn't in their, in their budget or it wasn't, whatever it is. And I'm also like, I mean, I customize packages. I've learned that when I first started, I was like, no, like they need to have a package. They need to have a monthly, they need to commit to me monthly. Like I was learning, right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know how to be a business owner. Like I know how to be a person with a lot of jobs,
Yeah.
but not one of them that's my own. as I grew, I was like, I don't need you to commit to a monthly content shoot. Like, if you want me to come out one time, I'll do that because guess what? If you need me again in the future for a future project, then great. Like, that's amazing. Or tell somebody. I even had somebody that recently I created 1 month worth of content for them. And like, yes, it's a little bit more work because like you need their branding, you need to learn their voice. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll write captions for you too. It's because it's not, like you just if you can do it, right? So even if I
100%.
have to, have my girl help me and I'm, maybe I'm losing a little bit of money on it, but that's like that investment and that's that, getting in my local community, I'm in a lot of mom groups, like I'm in local mom groups, and a lot of the mom groups where I am are very supportive of one another. And so when someone asks, like, oh, do you know someone who does websites? Do you know somebody? Like, I am so grateful that, like, my name comes up more than one time when someone
Love
asks
it.
for and I'm not saying, I mean, we have a lot of great social media managers in our area, but kind of like you said, like, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, right? So, like, what somebody else is like, I might be too much for somebody. Like,
Yeah,
look at me. Like, I am like excited. I am in it. I am this. Like, I am a
you're
lot.
great. Like, keep it.
But, like, I might not be somebody's, and there's been times where I'm like, "Hey, I don't do that. This is not something that I specialize in." So, I was like, "I don't do" it was like, "Oh, lead generation. I don't
Okay.
do that." Like, it is not in my wheelhouse. Like, what I do is, like, I provide like, we make you as, an expert in your field. We put out the work that you do. We are able to get you in front of the community, but, like, I don't do lead generation. Like, I can't promise you X amount of people are going to come in through your door, right? Like, I'm not a salesperson for you. I don't do sales. And I'm very honest with people because I don't want the expectation to be that I'm doing something and then it doesn't happen. So I ended up referring them to somebody else that does what I do plus that. And her and I have collaborated on things like I mean, I always say this, like, I love collaborating, and we always say collaboration over competition. Competition. Yeah. I was like, did I say that backwards? So we have like gone out, we've done a B-roll shoot, like I love doing that with other social media managers because guess what? Like our prices aren't going to be the same. Who we are is not the same. It's just a personality thing. It's a trust thing. It's a vibe thing,
Yeah,
like you are trusting. We are so grateful for the people that trust us with their business. Their business is their life. And
100%.
we are so grateful for every single person that trusts us with that. Right. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get emotional.
Gosh. See, but that's what makes it so beautiful because and, guys, I say this again and again on this podcast, like, it has to be a passion. It has to be something that you truly, truly want to do. And Danielle had mentioned, having a very supportive Facebook groups near her. Hey, we have the free Money Hungry Mama Facebook group and community. So that is just as supportive. And if anybody does not have support or would like to get some extra support, that community is available and absolutely free to join. So come on over and you guys can get some support there. As far as collaboration over competition, 100%. You can never not convince me that there's enough money in this world for everybody and that if we're doing the same exact thing, hey, let's bounce ideas off each other because there's going to be times where maybe I'm not a good fit for the person that's wanting that, just to be able to talk to somebody about a business. But I know so and so would be a great fit for them. And it's like, okay, like let's switch. You can go talk to this person. I think your personalities are great together. And I just feel like if we viewed it more as collaboration, I think it could just be so beautiful and you don't even know what you could create.
It is, I mean, it is so true. And I mean, I have multiple friends that I have helped become, like, I have a friend that I helped like become, I guess, a social media manager. She has her own business now.
Love
She
it.
has like 4 or 5 clients of her own,
I
and
love it.
it's just like, I don't like, and like I said, some of the people that I collaborate with are in my town. Like
Yeah.
we have the same potential clients. Like there is enough money, like you said, there is enough businesses, there's enough people to help. And I mean, if it's meant to be, or if you're meant to work with that person, like it's going to happen. I mean, message each other all the time. Like I've asked her for help. Like she's not going to be like, I'm not helping you. Like, good luck figuring it out,
Yeah.
like things happen, things change. Like, I'll ask her, if she's done X, Y, and Z and she'll, do this. And I mean, I'm all for it. And not to like, I think I am the only social media manager in that I know of, like around us that has the drone footage. And I'm
Mhm.
like, you want to call us for the drone? You want to say that you offer drone services? Go ahead. We'll take off our Matos Media Marketing shirt, offer drone services to your clients. Like,
Yeah.
we don't want your clients. Like,
Yep.
we want to be able to utilize the services that we offer. And that's okay if that doesn't have our name attached to it. Is that right? I have no idea, but I'm a new business owner and for me it makes sense, right? Like
Yeah,
we want to
100%.
utilize this strategy and if you want to white label us out, like we're not going to go to that shoot and try to poach your clients. Absolutely not. They are happy with you. That is why they are
Yeah.
hiring you and that's not they would have went to just find somebody that just does drone, right?
Yep.
So
100%.
that's kind of where we are. Like I said, I mean, I might watch this in a year and be like, what was I talking about? What did I do? Like what?
But I think that's just, like, something about business, right? Like, you're constantly changing and forming and evolving, and conversations and situations are just going to keep molding you for the better, but I don't think you gatekeeping, I'm gonna say gatekeeping,
Yeah.
your drone and would be a great thing. I think you white labeling it, like, if your husband does go and learn how to do the camera really well and has the drone, hey, you just figured out his nighttime position where he can go help all these other social media strategists take their stuff and their pictures and their drones, and now he's home doing something else for himself that he likes to do, getting paid by other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I said. I was like, he'll go no sign of what our business is. It's not about us if he's
Yeah.
going out. Like we just want to stay busy,
Yep.
like and that's what it
100%.
is. Like there's
100%.
it's just I mean, I don't know. I love it. Like I
I
know in a
love
lot
it.
of a lot of businesses too, like it can be very competitive and
Yeah.
very,
100%.
just not kind and all of the people I mean, like I said, I have multiple friends that do exactly what I do in this same city as me, and I love it. I'm like, "Could we go get coffee and, like, talk about all the new things that just
Yeah.
happened on Instagram because my head is spinning?" Or, "Can we go make content together?" Right? Like, let's do it. Oh,
No, it's great. It's great. What's one marketing or business growth tip you normally charge for in your field, but you're giving away for free today?
uh, I will say this, and I said it already in the podcast. Please engage with your community. Engage with your community. If you post one less post a week to engage with your community for whatever the amount of time that that content would take you, I promise you, you are going to see an increase in your views, in your engagement, and in your followers. I mean, you have to do for the community what you want them to do for you on your page. And I mean, I don't say that I mean, I don't maybe necessarily charge for that, but in the grand scheme of things, like people don't know that. And when they hire us, it is something that they learn that they didn't know prior. So I don't know if that counts.
No, it's
Sorry.
perfect. It's
Okay.
perfect. And the final question, Danielle, what does being a money hungry mama mean to you?
It means to me, really just taking this lifestyle where like I said, like I don't have that time freedom yet. I know that I'm going to, but be like being able to be in control of my finances, I think actually is what that looks like, right? Like when I left the classroom and I said, I'm all in, I had no choice but to be all in. So being a money hungry mama to me, and it's showing my daughter, like, yes, she works really hard, but like she comes to content shoots with us. Like she does all I mean, it was summer and I didn't put her in camp. So that's how
Yeah.
that went. But, it really is. It's showing her that, like, yes, you can go the traditional route, but you don't have to. I mean, she tells her teachers she wants to be an entrepreneur. Like, she has a business name she wants to have a soap business, and it's just showing my daughter that, like, you can do anything. You can go into the classroom. You can be traditional. But she sees me tutor. She comes to some of my sessions. Like, I think just showing her hard work. And I mean, I'm in a happy marriage and I love my husband, but I was like,
Yeah.
I love that. I am able to do this for my family, like, and build
Mhm.
this business, whether he has his own jobs or not, right? Like
Yeah.
that to me is important. I know that that's not everybody,
Mhm.
and that's not important to everybody, and that's not everybody's thing. But I think, like I said, I was kind of just born with it, and as I became a mom, it just stayed. If anything, I thought it was gonna go away. I was like, I'm just gonna teach. That's it. I'm just gonna teach. And that did not last. I mean, I did VIP Kid. I think that's how
Me
we
too.
I know. I think that's the group that I saw. Yes. So, like, I found your post in VIP
Right.
Kid. So I taught I mean, sorry, this is supposed to be the end. I taught from 2015 to 2016, and then I got pregnant. And then once I got pregnant, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't sign up for a new school year and leave the students in the middle of the year. Like I can't do that. So I took that year off because I was due. And then I signed up for a VIP Kid working 5 a.m. because
Yep.
the hours are crazy.
Psycho.
And, and I nannied. So I nannied and I did VIP Kid after my daughter was born so that I could, because one job was not,
Never.
and I couldn't, I didn't make enough money with VIP Kid. I
Yeah, no.
wasn't going to wake up at 3 o'clock. I was like 4 or 5 maybe. But, and so, like I said, I meant to say that about VIP Kid with you. And I was like, I don't know if I told her that was where where I signed up and, saw the post. But yeah, I did VIP Kid until I'd say 2017 to probably 2022 when I was like
Yep.
starting to look for those other
That's
jobs.
exactly the years that I did it too.
Yeah. I
Mm.
spoke with my hands for years.
Yes. Red
I think,
lipstick.
yeah, I think it finally stopped like recently, but I would always be like talking with my hands, and my husband is like,
We don't do that. We don't do that.
no, but that's the
Funny.
only time I was on. Through COVID and all of that. So, yeah, yep, VIP Kid, another side hustle that we both had.
You did this to me too. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Danielle, where can our listeners support you?
So Matos _media_marketing on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook at Matos Media Marketing. And my website is actually under construction, but it is matosmediamarketing.com, and that should be up soon.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
It was so fun. Oh my